at Gullfoss waterfall. Someone just decked it off camera. Hi guys, so I recently returned from a 4-day trip to Iceland that I took with an old colleague / really good friend of mine called Pippa. Iceland's actually somewhere that I've always really wanted to go, just from looking at pictures of Iceland and also hearing stories from people who've already been there. It's just always seemed like such a great place to sort of get away from things and relax and sort of reflect on things. So like I said, we were there for 4 days at least. We flew out Thursday evening, had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday there, and then flew back Tuesday morning. So each day, aside from the days we were travelling, obviously we had something booked through a tour company called Grey Lion, actually, who were fantastic, and they were able to pick us up and drop us back off at our apartment as well, so that saved us having to rent a car, while at the same time allowing us to sort of get out and see everything that we wanted to see for actually a really good price. So the first day we did what they call the Golden Circle Classic Tour, which is actually one of the most popular tours that tourists tend to do when they go to Iceland, and it takes you in a circle around Iceland, and you sort of stop off at each point on what would be the compass to sort of see some of Iceland's most famous landmarks. The first place we went to on the tour was to one of Iceland's World Heritage Sites, and I'm absolutely going to slaughter the name, but I think it was called Dingvilla National Park. Someone's probably going to correct me on that, and feel welcome to as well, because I know that I've murdered that name. But that is not only home to the country's largest natural lake, but it's also the place where the tectonic plates of North America and Eurasia have split, and they will actually continue to drift apart. We got there first thing in the morning, so we managed to watch the sunrise over the mountains, which was amazing. The coolest thing though, I think, was that we actually got to walk between the tectonic plates. We then hopped back on the bus and went to Gullfoss waterfall, which again was just visually amazing. We couldn't get as close to the waterfall as you normally can, just because the grounds were so icy and dangerous. Still, we managed to spend about half an hour exploring the area, and we even managed to have a little bit of a photo shoot on the mountain's edge. We actually stayed at Gullfoss waterfall for lunch, because they had a restaurant there that was serving the most amazing cakes. And you could actually enjoy them in their restaurant with glass walls as well, so you could still see the waterfall whilst you were eating, which was really nice. Next we headed to the guys area, which I was really excited about, just from hearing stories and seeing pictures from other people beforehand. After watching it a couple times with my own eyes, I decided to pull my camera out like the rest of the crowd, including Pippa, and try to catch it on film, and luckily I managed to. Visiting the guys area was pretty much the end of our tour. After that we sort of headed back in the direction of the apartment, but not without stopping at a couple other places along the way. The first place was a church called Skullholt Church. I can't remember that name. But anyway, I learnt that church was the place of political and religious power in Iceland for about 800 years, and actually it's still in use. It was a really cool place to go, just in terms of knowing more about the history of Iceland and doing something a little more unconventional. We also stopped at an Icelandic horse park called Fakasel, spelled Fakasel. Pippa got pretty up close and personal with the horses, I stayed a safe distance away because I'm actually very scared of horses. And actually I think that ended up being a good thing because I found that horses, as pretty as they were, seemed to be acting a little bit strange.
Day 2 and we're going on Iceland from below tour, so we're going lava tube caving in these sexy overalls.
Being a bit of a tomboy, I was really excited about going caving on the second day. Once we made it in, we had to crawl through a bunch of dark and wet tunnels while learning about some of Iceland's mythology from our tour guide. We came out with more than a few cuts and bruises, but we had a lot of fun.
Even though we set off a lot later on day 2, we got back earlier still anyway, just because I think the cave-in tour was only about 2 or 3 hours, so it was a much shorter day. And having got back earlier and having a kitchen and dining room in our apartment, we decided to stay in and cook a meal. After we'd eaten, we decided that we wanted to experience the Icelandic nightlife, so we had a few drinks, got ourselves ready, had a bit of a dance party in the apartment. We're pretty fond of dance parties, and then headed out for a night on the town.
Good night, and see you again tomorrow.